Spring has sprung here in locked down Melbourne. The blossoms are blooming. My lovely camellias are all out. How beautiful is this one? That's my favourite. It's grown so much this year. The cats are finally playing together nicely as opposed to squabbling, so that's a good thing. Trixie's accepted Gandalf in her life. And we're getting some sunshine and time to be out in the garden, for which I am very grateful. And we've even managed to find nice places to walk within our 5k zone. Look at this beautiful lake that's not far from where we live. And of course, masks are mandatory. Fun times. Hello! It's been a while. I thought I would do my quarterly check-in. It has now been 9 months since I started making YouTube videos, and I wish I could say the time has flown, but we have been in lockdown here in Melbourne for months and months. I have completely lost track of time. I think Melbourne is one of the longest lockdowns in the world, so yeah, it's been really tough. Stage 4 means that we can only go within 5 kilometres of our homes, which is about 3 miles. Can only go to the supermarket and the pharmacy. Pretty much everything else is shut. It's been boring, really boring, and yeah, lonely, and we're all going a bit loopy, but we're getting there. Our numbers have dropped so much, and hopefully we will be getting out of this very soon. Fingers crossed on that, because I'm going crazy. Anyway, I just thought I'd say hi and check in and do a bit of an update. I've been making a lot of art lately, which is a really good thing and has been keeping me occupied. So the art has been excellent, and I hope you've been enjoying my videos. Do comment if you want to see something in particular, or if you have any ideas, because I'm always open to new ideas. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. But I do want to thank all of my subscribers that I have managed to obtain this year. I think when this video comes out I should be pushing about 600, which is really exciting. It is going up in this wonderful graph, because I've actually been recording all of my numbers pretty much every day in a book, and we've been putting it into a graph. My husband set it all up for me because he's an expert with Excel spreadsheets and things like that. So yes, we've been plotting my watch time and subscriber count, and both of them are going up. My watch time, would you believe, is going up faster than my subscriber count by a lot. At the time of this, I'm not sure if I will have hit 4,000, but I must be really close to 4,000 hours. I think it's about 3850. I cannot believe that I've had that much watch time in only 9 months. I mean, maybe other people get it faster or slower. Everyone's different, I know that much. But I thought at the end of the year, or maybe just going into early 2021, I would put up a video talking about my stats. I'm planning to do that when I have actually reached that level of 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours. I'm hoping that will be by the end of the year, but it takes as long as it takes, and it might be next year sometime, so we'll see. I'm just going to kind of look at my notes here because I've written a few things down. Always when I get on camera I just go completely blank, and I don't write a script because a script just makes it worse sometimes, so I do like to just ad-lib as I go along. But I have written down some notes so that I don't just sit here going grrr at the camera, because I'm a bit like that at the moment. I've had a few questions from people asking me about a number of things, so I thought I'd answer them today so that everyone knows. The first one is, am I a formally trained artist? So did I go to college or do a diploma in art or a degree? The answer is no, I did not. I actually have a degree in science, in biology, and yeah, now I'm doing art, so there you go. Art has been something I've always loved doing. I've never done a formal training course. I did last year, however, do some online courses through a company called New Masters Academy, and they had a really great deal for 3 months, which they extended to a year for me. That because it's an American company, it's usually pretty expensive, but I do recommend it for learning some of the basics in anatomy and perspective and just how to draw in general, you know, starting from the very basic building blocks. And I found that was really, really helpful. And also, before all of this COVID situation began, I was going to regular life drawing classes, and that really, really helped me improve as well. And I was also doing still life and a few other different things. So that was really fun, and that was with a local art group, and that really helped to improve my art, also to feel more confident, because working around other artists is a really, really great way just to share that creative experience. And I always found that other people have knowledge that I don't have, and vice versa. You can kind of combine your minds and just learn so much from each other. I really miss that. The Art Society hasn't been open since it would have been very early March. So yeah, I miss it. I miss hanging out with my friends there, and yeah, it is something that I'm really looking forward to going back to. I'm hoping it's not going to be too long. I'm expecting it to be next year at the earliest, but we'll just see how we go. But anyway, all of those things helped me, so I am completely self-taught, and whatever extra courses I've done online and in art classes. I also did a watercolor class at my local library for a while as well, and so all of these things have helped. And just basically practicing. I do art almost every day. There are some days where I just don't want to do it, and so I don't because you don't want to burn yourself out. Burnout is a very real thing. I had it when I was a photographer. I got so bad that I could not even pick up the camera or look at the camera, and I don't want that to happen again with this. So I do take days off, and I don't do any art. I just, you know, do other things, play games on the computer, read, watch TV, just do something that's not art related, even go out for walks. We've been doing a lot of walking lately because it's an activity that we are allowed to do. You're allowed to go outside and walk for 2 hours now, or, you know, do exercise outside, so I enjoy that. And it's really great for the mental health as well to just go out and be in nature as much as possible. In the area I live, we have a lot of parks and gardens, and so within our 5 kilometre radius there have been quite a lot of places that we've been able to visit, and that has been such a relief just to go and enjoy the ponds and the lakes and trees and birds. You know, that's really, really helpful and soothing on one's locked down soul. So do I do this full-time or part-time? Well, right now it's full-time, it really is. At the beginning of the year I actually did an art exhibition with my father, and there is a video on that. We just managed to finish our exhibition just before lockdown started. We were really lucky that we got to have it at all. But I was fully intending, once we'd finished the exhibition, to go out and look for another part-time job, because I'd finished being a photographer, I'd spent some time studying, and I was ready to then look for another, you know, even just a basic part-time job like working in a shop or something, you know, just something to bring in a bit of extra cash. Well, that all completely fell through as soon as lockdown began, because basically Melbourne has been in some sort of lockdown since March. It's been not always necessarily stage 4 lockdown, but it's been enough of a problem that it's really hard just to go out and get a job. I mean, how many people have lost their jobs this year? It's just unbelievable. So rather than get too depressed and miserable about it, I decided to see this as an opportunity to really focus on my YouTube channel. At that point, I'd only had it for a few months, and I wasn't sure how I was going to do the channel, whether it was just going to be, you know, on a part-time casual thing, or if I was really going to try and make a go of it. So it's been decided for me that I'm making a go of it, and I really, really have tried hard this year to make as many videos as I can. I think almost every week I've done 2 videos. There were a couple of weeks where I needed a little break and I just took one, but really I've been able to manage a 2 video upload schedule, because of course it then has to take into account all of the time that I need to make the art, which is a lot of time on quite a few of the pieces I've had, and also for the editing and things like that. So I find that 2 videos a week is a comfortable level. I can work usually Monday to Friday, and then I take the weekends off. And I don't generally do anything on the weekends that is YouTube related, because I like to take that weekend break. It makes such a difference if you take regular breaks, and you need to have a proper schedule. So I start usually about 8:30 in the morning, sometimes 9 o'clock, and usually I'm done either between 2:30 and 4 o'clock. So just depending, some days I'll finish quite early and I'll just say, 2:30 I'm done. And other days I'll work through till 4 or 5 o'clock. But usually 5 o'clock is the very latest that I will work until. And I make sure I have a break for lunch, usually half an hour, sometimes an hour if I fancy sitting outside and reading a book. But I really do try to keep office hours, and sometimes I'll do a few extra things on the weekend if I need to, such as tidying the studio or preparing for a new video. So it's slightly part-time to full-time, somewhere in there. I mean, I'm not probably doing 40 hours every week. It'd be more like about 30 hours, I would say. So that's considered, I don't know, permanent part-time, something like that. Another interesting question I received is, how do I switch mediums so easily? Because if you've seen in my videos, I quite often will do like a watercolor in one of them, and then I'll go and do colored pencil, and then I do something else and do something else. It's my type of personality that I cannot focus on one thing for very long. I get really bored very easily. It's like a lack of attention span or something. I don't know what you would call it. But I just enjoy doing different things because it keeps me engaged, and I like to try different mediums. I don't necessarily think I'm very good at all of them. As an example of that, those liquid graphites that I was playing with recently, they took quite a long time to work out how to do it. What you don't see in quite a lot of my videos is all of the deleted footage which does not make it, and that's where I've made mistakes and things like that. But for the most part, I guess it's just something I really enjoy. Because I like to switch mediums, I guess I find it more easy. I don't know. There are plenty of times where I'm not very confident in what I'm doing, but I have kind of developed the mindset that what's the worst that can happen? If it doesn't work, I just throw it away and start again. That's what I try to see art as, is not something that's this really daunting, intimidating challenge that has to be perfect, I know a lot of people get into that trap. I have gotten into it myself, that you worry that it's not going to be right. And it's very, very liberating, and it makes you feel better if you can just get past that and just think, well, if it doesn't work this time, I can always try again. I have more paper, I have more art supplies, I can do it again. And really that's the only way you get better, is to just keep experimenting and practicing. It's like any other skill in any other part of your life. I mean, it's like if you learned how to ride a bike, the first few times you fall over or you just can't do it. It took me a very long time to learn. I was a slow learner when it came to riding a bike, but now, I can do that. I remember how to do that. It's the same with art. Once you've been doing it for a long time, you develop a muscle memory, and it becomes so much easier over time. You can pick up a pencil and then just start drawing, and it's a lot easier than if you have just started out and you're just looking at the paper just going, what do I do? So there are plenty of things that I'm not very good at, but I just keep trying, and I have found that I have improved so much this year, just in my own personal experiences with art, and by making this YouTube channel, I'm kind of teaching myself as I go along, and hopefully I'm teaching other people a few things as well. That would be really, really awesome if someone takes away something constructive from my videos. I would be so happy with that. And one last question here. Am I doing Inktober? Oh dear. Well, actually, I had decided previously that I was not going to do Inktober this year, and I have a few reasons for that. And then of course this whole drama with plagiarism accusations and things went down, and I'm just not even getting into that because I don't need that drama in my life right now. So no, I'm not doing Inktober this year. I just really am not going to have the time for it. I do have some personal things that I need to attend to in October, and I am actually recording a few things in advance because I don't want to have to be panicking over videos when I've got some family matters to attend. I will get into that, I think, at a later time because I'm not really sure what's happening. Also because I'm in a lockdown and I may have to go to a non-locked down area, and I don't know how that's going to work yet. So yeah, I just don't want to get into it at the moment. But yeah, October's going to be one of those months that I am not entirely sure what is happening yet. And it's also my birthday in October, so I would like to spend some time in October actually enjoying that and not having to stress about doing a picture every day. So I will be filming as usual. They may not all be ink related pictures though. I know that my coloured pencil picture for the month of October for the challenge that I do is not going to be ink pencils. I am planning to do a coloured pencil piece using Inktense pencils. So that should be on the way in October, and I may end up doing some other ink related pictures and artworks in October, but I have not actually decided what I'm doing. I'm just going to wing it as what I usually do, and yeah, that's my stance on it. I don't know if other people feel this, but YouTube artists are kind of almost under pressure or obligated to do Inktober. It's like, oh, you're doing Inktober, you know, and I've seen so many other artists do it every year, and for me, I'm kind of over it. I'm a little bit bored with the whole challenge. I did do it for a couple of years, you know, just not filming it, but I have got a few books of Inktober drawings that I did, and it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I have no worries about anyone wanting to participate in Inktober. It's a really fun challenge. It's quite time consuming, and it does take up your life when you're doing a 30-day challenge. Don't worry, I think, about all of the controversy. You could still do Inktober. It's not necessarily linked to one person, I think, anymore. I mean, if you didn't want to do the official prompt list, there are so many other prompt lists in October. There's Drawloween, there's Witchtober, there's, I think, Drawtober, things like that. So see if you can find a nice 30-day list of prompts. You will not be disappointed with how many there are out there. And I wish you all the best of luck with that. It is great. I actually made a whole book for 2018 was the last time I did Inktober, so I actually found some old vinyl and I stuck it onto some cardboard pieces, and I made a concertina accordion book. The light's gone a bit crazy, but yeah, it's gigantic. I can't even fit it all on screen, but I did my Inktober's like that. So if I put it all back together again. So when you look at it, there's 15 on one side and 16 on the other. I think so, all 31 days, and but yeah. So yeah, this was really fun. It took so much time. I was exhausted by the end of it, and I think after that I just kind of decided enough was enough. Because last year I went to a sketch fest in Brisbane, which was in October, and then I went away for my birthday last year. Oh, I totally forgot that I drew that. Do you remember that Trump balloon that was around? I just had to draw that at some point because it is just one of the funniest things ever. Sorry if you like Trump, but that balloon just killed me. It was so funny. So yeah, that's like a whole book I did. So that was really fun to do. It's on my bookshelf, and every so often I have a look at it. So it's really cool if you make your own book and do something like that. It's a good time, but yeah, it's so much effort and so much commitment, and I'm not committing to any of that this year. Next year I might think about doing something. I have an idea in my head which is not Inktober, it's something else entirely, but I'm just going to wait and see what next year brings, because I'm not making any plans at any time right now, thanks to the whole crazy world situation. Here's Gandalf. He's, oh, let's see, let's lift him up. He's getting pretty big now. He's such a lovely guy. He's so gentle for the most part, although he does attack my hands every so often, as kittens tend to do. He's just, I pulled him out from his nap, so he's still very sleepy at the moment. I don't know if anyone's actually interested in my cats, but I do like to put them on camera every so often just so you could see. Oh, what a big softie. Look at this tail. It's huge. in case you haven't seen my other videos, Gandalf is a Norwegian forest cat. He's a pure breed, and we picked him up in April. I think he was 3 months old, so he is also the same age pretty much as my YouTube channel, so he is going on for 9 months old, and yeah, he's just a big old soft baby. Look at you, you're just too sleepy to even look at the camera today. Oh, seriously, having pets in the house during a lockdown is a big help, because it's like this companionship that they bring is just, you know, it's so lovely. So if you've got cats or dogs or any other pets, you know, they make life worth living, don't they? He started molting too, because we're going into warmer months, and we've just had big chunks of fur everywhere, and we've been trying to comb it out. So yes, the house is a bit of a mess with cat hair at the moment. Oh, look at him. Oh, you wake up. I'll bring Trixie on as well. And here's Trixie, my little princess. She's all sleepy as well. I managed to disturb both of them this morning. Sorry guys. But you could see last time she had a damage on her eye. Like, it was a fungal infection, it actually turned out to be. And it was on her ear as well, we found out when I took her to the vet. So I had to put on some antifungal cream, the same stuff as you use for athlete's foot, on her eyebrow and her ear every single day. That was really fun, and that was a couple of months it took for that to heal up, but it's all healed now and she's back to normal. And yes, it's taken many months for her to get used to Gandalf, but she finally has, and now they're actually getting on relatively well, although she is still quite stroppy sometimes if he gets in her business, and also she is definitely the dominant one of the two of them. But that's what I was kind of hoping for anyway, because she is already smaller than he is, so she needs to be more dominant just to keep him in his place. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring them on to say hello, and now she clearly wants to go, so off you go, girl. Sorry about waking you up. I also just wanted to mention that I have a Redbubble page, and if you see any of my drawings that you like, I will be uploading them. I have tried to upload all of them onto Redbubble, and you can buy prints and stickers and bedspreads and shower curtains and heaven knows what else on there, but they have a lot of merch, and I thought I would put some of my designs there. So if you want to check that out, that would be really awesome. If there's anything that you like, obviously some of the payment goes to moi, and Redbubble gets most of it, but it is just one of the things that I have had for a long time actually, and I've used it off and on, but I just thought I'd get it going again. So yeah, I've left the link in the description below, and on most of my videos, if I've uploaded a particular picture that I've done from that video, I will link it to specifically that picture, so you can check them out that way. I just want to thank you all so much for your support and your continued support on my YouTube journey. It has gone completely in a different direction to what I'd ever planned. I cannot believe how much view time and how many subscribers I have so far. It's just quite humbling to think that I started at 9 months ago with nothing, and now all of a sudden I have people watching me who comment regularly. You know, I know there's plenty of people who don't comment, and that's totally fine as well, because I lurk on YouTube as well. I've had this account since 2011, would you believe? So yes, I've used it to watch other people's channels for a long time. And I will see you all again. My next video will be an artwork, of course, and I am so happy to continue doing this. And yeah, I hope you're all staying safe and well, and if you're locked down, I hope you're not going too crazy, and I will see you all again really soon. I will swat you later. Bye!